Okay, good morning, everybody. Hi, 7th graders. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm wearing my green. Hope you are too. I just want to do some of these videos once in a while to clarify what we're doing online. I don't want you guys to be too nervous. Um, so the first lesson we're going to be doing is on 9.4, which is about independent and dependent events. And you're going to have an assignment on Google Classroom. So look there. But just to clarify a couple of things, I just want to tell you the difference between independent events and dependent events. So independent events are events that are not affected. One outcome does not affect the other. So some examples would be if you flip heads on one coin and tails on another coin. They are two completely different events. One outcome doesn't affect the other. Another example would be if you roll a 5 on a number cube and then spin blue on a spinner. They're two different apparatuses, two completely different events, so they will be independent of each other. Okay? Dependent events, the one event's outcome does affect the other one. So one example would be if I were to choose one student to lead a group, and then I would choose another student to lead another group. When I pick that second student, there are fewer students to choose from because the other one was already chosen. So those events depend on each other. Another example would be if I have a bag of marbles and I pull a green marble from that bag of marbles and I don't replace it, I don't put it back in the bag. So I would put it aside and then I pull a second marble from the bag. That's dependent because there are not the same number of marbles in the bag for the second marble that I pull. So hopefully that explains the differences. Now, when you go to determine the probability of independent events, okay, so two events that don't affect each other, I put a little, the formula here. All right, so the probability of independent events, that means, this P means probability, we've talked about this before, the probability of event A and event B is going to be equal to the probability of the first event, A, times the probability of the second event, B. So here's an example. If I want to know the probability of flipping tails on a coin and rolling a 5 on a number cube, so you remember they're two independent events. The first probability, so the first event would be flipping tails, you know that's a 1 out of 2, 1/2, times rolling a 5 on a number cube, there's one chance out of 6, so it's 1/6. You multiply those two probabilities, and so the probability of both of those events happening is equal to 1/12. So hopefully this is an explanation that's going to help you when you're looking at the assignment in your books. So look on Google Classroom, and you will see that I just gave you not too many problems, about a dozen problems to do on independent events. And we'll get back together. I also sent you, I'm going to include a link to our office hours, my office hours, which are going to be 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock in the morning, obviously. And after a while, I may have to adjust it a little bit so that some of my classes are going to go 10 to 10:30 and some 10:30 to 11, just depending on how many of you check in and how crazy it gets with all of us trying to speak to each other at once. So hang in there and email me and we will be in touch. We're going to take this slowly. I'm obviously separating this lesson into a couple different lessons and you guys will do great. All right, thank you.